Alright guys, today's video is very important because it's about the one thing that everyone seems to be complaining about with Virtua Fighter 5, and that's the whole deal with the no rollback netcode. Let me start by saying this right now. Virtua Fighter 5, the netcode they used, be it rollback or not, whatever it is that they said they were doing to improve the online, it's true. Trust me. The game plays wonderfully online. Sure, there are going to be bad matchups, there are going to be bad connections, but that happens in every fighting game. Perhaps the Virtua Fighter 5 netcode as it is right now isn't perfect for those frame perfect punishes and for those frame perfect combos, but I've tried connections from 1 bar to 4 bars and they are all actually very good except for 1 bar. But with 2 bars, and I'm going to show you right now footage with 2 bar connections and footage with 4 bar connections, which is optimal full bar connection status, all green. And when you're playing with all green full bars, the game plays perfectly. You can punish things that, usually with lag you would not be able to punish. And perhaps the most complex things in the game that require very tight inputs and frames are going to be difficult online, but that's the case with every fighting game out there. Even games like MK11, which has a very decent netcode and is very playable online, is going to have that problem. So for someone to say they're not going to support this game because it doesn't have the type of netcode they want, even when it's very evident that the netcode that the game has is working, then you're just complaining for the sake of complaining. I had full bar connections that were incredibly smooth, and I had 2 bar connections that were playable. And you're gonna see them right here. Perhaps, like I said, the 1 frame links, the 1 frame punishes, the 1 frame combos, all those things, perhaps those things are not gonna be so easy to do and you're gonna drop them from time to time. But the important thing about this online being so good is that it allows new players who are not worried about those 1 frame things and those special techniques that are so advanced. It allows them to play the game and to get better at it. So that by the time that matters, they're going to be good enough and they're going to be hooked and they're going to want to continue to play the game. That is the reason why you should support it instead of complaining, no, this is not the perfect code, I'm too much of a pro, I need my frames to be perfect. Fighting games online are always different from fighting games offline. If you're looking for the perfect experience, you shouldn't even be playing online. People are saying, yeah, but sometimes the connection is terrible. Tell me, name 1 game where the connection is not terrible sometimes. That is not an excuse or a reason not to support this amazing game. In fact, they did such a good job with the netcode that some people who I saw were talking about no rollback. They were saying, alright, this is not rollback, but it seems pretty good, It seems like they did something to the netcode they were using without rollback that is actually good. They actually did a good job with this. The connection you're looking at right now is 2 bars. It looks very smooth, it plays very smooth. So with that said, what matters most here is that we're able to showcase the reasons why this game is so good online. So you're looking at 2 bar connections right here, and you're gonna look at a full bar green connection, which was incredibly good. I've been able to get full bar connections several times. And usually, even when it's not full bars, it's very good. Even if it's 2 or 3 bars, it's really good. It holds up. You don't feel like there's lag or there's stuttering or there's delays with the inputs that are really affecting your gameplay. You press a button and the character does what you tell him to. So, the important thing to remember here is support the game. We already know the online is not bad. Stop complaining about the rollback not being there because, like I said, it's only top level players that are going to complain about this. So the rest of the players are not even going to notice this kind of issue until they reach that level. And like I said, by the time they reach that level, they're going to be hooked, and we can hope that the Virtua Fighter franchise is going to have enough people looking into it so that VF5 is going to lead to VF6. The online is very good. Don't believe any of the haters out there that are trying to discredit this game. It's so good that they're fuming. You know, they hate it because they wanted it to fail. And they wanted it to fail so bad because according to them it was impossible for the game to be playable without rollback. And they were wrong. Trust me, they were wrong. Like I said, obviously some connections are not going to be good, but that's what happens with fighting games online and with online gaming in general. So let's keep supporting Virtua Fighter 5. And remember, this is a game that really helps you go back to the basics, and at the same time it's very complex. But it doesn't have any of that clutter or any of that crazy 50-50-30 hit combo crap that makes modern fighting games kind of lame. So this is the purest form of fighting, and we want Sega and we want every developer involved in the creation of VF games to know that they can't compromise VF6 by bringing in some crazy bars or super moves. It needs to stay like this. Virtua Fighter needs to evolve graphically and fine-tune the way that the combat evolves and flows. But it should never compromise the fact that the game is not about super moves, it's not about EX bars, it's not about all that crazy stuff that ruins games in general. Alright guys, so with that said, remember to subscribe if you like the content, and I will see you in the next one.